Hello to everyone. In this particular video we are going to see how to handle the words in a string. That is, if a sentence consists of multiple words, then how to separate out the words and then carry out a particular task on the given word. So we can say the following code takes a string or a sentence as input and deals with the words in the given sentence. So we start with a class named sentence, and I have taken a few variables. The first variable is s. The variable s is used to store the sentence that we will take input from the user. Also, I have taken a variable l to store the length of the sentence, and the third variable I have taken as wrd, which will be used to store the words of the sentence one at a time. So we are going to separate out the words and we are going to store in this variable wrd one word at a time. Initially I have taken an empty constructor where we are initializing the string as well as the variable wrd to empty string and the length to 0. Then the next function that I have taken is a function called accept, which will take the string or the sentence as input from the user using the scanner class. At the same time, we have found out the length of the string, which has been taken as input and stored in the variable l. Next, the first function that I have written over here is each word length, which will help us to find the length of each word in the sentence and then display each of those words along with the corresponding length. Now all these functions where we are separating words follows a particular format where we find the length of the word and we take a loop that executes from the first position of the string, which is the 0th position, and goes to the length of the string 1 less than the length of the string, that is less than l, because when we start from 0th position, the last position will be 1 less than the number of characters in the sentence or the string. Then we separate out the characters one at a time. As we separate out the characters, we write s dot caret I. The function caret is used to extract a character from the string. Next, as we are reading the word, we keep checking that if that character extracted is a space or not, because when we read word, we keep reading the word as long as we find a space. So we check if the character is not a space, that means I am still reading that particular word, so I keep adding the character to the given word. So we do that by writing wrd plus is equal to space, that means keep adding the character to the given word. As we move to the else part means a space has been found. So as soon as a space has been found, it means that we have finished reading a character, or we have finished reading a word rather, and now it's time to carry out the operation on the given word. Over here we are supposed to find the length of the word and display. So in order to find the length of the word, I have written wrd.length because the length function gives the number of characters in a given string. So WL, I've taken a variable of type int as word.length, and I've displayed system.out.println the word and the corresponding length. Once it is done, the next step is to empty that variable word. It is very important to empty the variable word so that it can be used to store the next word. Otherwise, it will carry forward the previous word. So WRD is equal to empty string, empties the given word, and then the process repeats. That means again the characters are extracted till a space is found and the words are extracted one after another. Now the code that we have written in the else part has to be repeated for the last word. The simple reason is that we are separating out the words, or we are identifying the words only when it finds a space. But in case of last word, it does not ends with a space. So the last word will be formed, but the last word will not be ever identified in the else part. So we need to repeat the task of else, whatever we have written in the else part, once more for the last word. So I need to write WL is equal to word.length and then system.out.println the word and the corresponding length. The next function that I have written displays the words, all the words in the string which has n number of characters. That means say a 3 character word or 4 character word, whatever the value of n, according to that I'll be displaying the words. It follows the same format where we take a loop, keep extracting the character, check if the character is a space. So the basic structure remains the same, where we take a loop that starts from 0, goes till L. We extract the character at position I, and then we check if the character is not a space, we keep adding it to word, and then as we come to the else part, we we separate the words out, and over there we are checking if the length of the word, we are finding the length of the word first, and then we are checking if the length of the extracted word is equal to n. Now if it is equal to n, then we will display the word. So I have written over there, if WL is equal to n, we display the word WRD along with its length, and then again empty the variable WRD so that it can be used to store the next word. Again, as I told before, the part which has been written in the else part should be repeated for the last word. So again I have written WL is equal to word.length, and I have checked if WL equals to n, system.out.println WRD, which is the word which is n character long. The next function, words begin with, displays all words in the given sentence that begins with the character CH. That means in the given sentence, all the words that begins with the character CH will be displayed using this function. As I said earlier, that the basic format remains the same, where we take the loop I equal to 0, I less than L, I plus plus, extract the character and check if the character is not space, and then go to the else part where the character is a space. That means we have separated out a word, and here we are going to write the code that will check if the first character of the word is C. So to check the first character of the word is C, we extract the first character of the given word, which is the character at the 0th position. So we write it as char x is equal to wrd.char at 0, and then check if the extracted character S is equal to the character C. If they are equal, we display the word WRD, and again we make WRD as empty string so that it can be used again to store a new word. Also, we repeat the same code of the else part after the for loop, for the last word. So we repeat for the last word. Next we move on a similar kind of function which would display all words in the given sentence that ends with the character ch. Okay, so that ends with the character ch. So all those words that ends with ch or ends with c, we are going to display. The format remains the same again, with the same loop, the same method of character extraction, the same checking that if ch not equal to space, we keep forming the word, and then we move on to the else part where we have separated out the word, and that is where you are going to change the code. So we directly move to the else part. Now the last character means the character in the position which is one less than the length of the word, because we know that the position starts with 0. So we go into the else part. And first and foremost, we find the length of the word. Where I have written WL is equal to WRD dot length. So it finds the length of the extracted word. Once the length has been found, say a word is 3 characters long, so its last character will be in the second position. If the word is 10 characters long, then the last word will be in the 9th position. So we can use the caret function. We can use the caret function to extract the character in the last position of the word, which is length of the word minus 1, and then check if this extracted character is equal to the character that has been passed as parameter to the function. Then we display the given word. Repeat for the last word. The next function reverses the word of the sentence. Each word is formed in a reverse order. Now over here the basic format is the same. The only thing is that when we are forming the word, instead of forming it in the correct order, like if I am forming a word and A-N-D, instead of forming it in the correct order as A-N-D, I'll keep adding the character before the extracted word. So the word and will be formed as D-N-A, which is reverse of and. So instead of writing word is equal to word plus ch or WRD is equal to WRD plus ch, I am going to write WRD is equal to ch plus W word. So this will help me in reversing the word. And in the else part, I am just going to display that particular word which has already been formed in a reversed order. So we write it as system.out.println word. So WRD over here is the reverse of the word extracted. The next word, the next function that is there, checks the palindromic words in the string. Now what are palindromic words? Palindromic words are those which reads same in both order. Since for example the word Malayalam, it is a palindromic word because if I write in reverse order it comes to be Malayalam. Here when we are forming the word, we are forming both the words, that is the word in the original format, original order, and the word in the reverse order. So for that I am writing two statements over here. One is WRD plus is equal to CH, which is forming the word in the original format or original order. And then I've taken another variable R word, the reverse word, where I'm writing it as R word is equal to CH plus R word. That means the word is formed in the reverse order. So if CH not equal to space, what we get R word is equal to CH plus R word, and WRD plus is equal to CH. So R word is the reverse word and WRD is the word in the original form. Now as we move into the else part, we just need to check if the word that we have got WRD and the reverse word that we have got RWRD, if both are same. If both are same, then we can display that particular word as a palindromic word. Like if I reverse the word Malayalam, I'll be getting R word as Malayalam. So reverse and the original word is same, so we can say it is a palindromic word. If I reverse a word like dad, the reverse of the word will also be dad. So again, it is a palindromic word. At the end of it, we'll empty both the variables WRD and RWRD so that a new word formation can take place along with its reverse. The same thing will be repeated for the last word. The next function, we are trying to write a function that would display all words that begins with a vowel. So it is very similar to a function that we wrote before, words begin with, where we were displaying all words that are beginning with a particular character C. Here we are displaying all words that begins with a vowel. So the process is same, like we keep extracting the word and then we go to the else part. So this particular function deals with words without vowel. So words without vowel, I had given a wrong description. So it is words without vowel. Without vowel means what? A word that does not contain a vowel. So what is the logic? The logic is to count the number of vowels in the word. If the number of vowels is 0, we can say the word does not contain a vowel. So what we are going to do over here is that we are going to count the number of vowels. So for that we check if the extracted character is a vowel. If the extracted character is a vowel, we have taken a counter and increase the counter by 1 every time we get a vowel or we come across a vowel. So that will help me to determine how many vowels are there in the word along with the formation of the word. So as we go into the else part, we have the word with us and we also have the number of vowels that particular word contains. And then we can simply check that if the number of vowels, that is the count, is equal to 0, then we can say that that word does not have a vowel. So we check if the count is equal to 0, we print that it does not have a vowel. So if C equal to 0, system.out.println the word, and then we make the word as empty string and we make the counter as 0. We initialize the counter as 0. Reinitialize, you can say, reinitialize the counter as 0 so that it can restart counting for the next word. So these are the functions that are there in this particular class. Now what I have done, I have created another class which I made it as public, and then in that particular class I have written the main for creating the object of the class which has already been defined above, and then invoke the member functions. So the class is sendTrial, which has been made public, and we are creating an object of the class sentence which has been defined before. Sentence st is equal to new sentence, and then all the functions that the class contains have been called one after another, starting with st.accept, which takes the string as input, st.eachWordLength, st dot test words. st dot words begins with a. I've sent the parameter a. st dot words ends with t. Reverse each word. Palindromic words and words without a vowel. Next, we are going to see the execution of the program and how the output appears like. So as we move into the output screen, it is asking for to enter the text. So I've entered the text as something like why your mom and dad can't speak Malayalam. The purpose of the statement is to have some palindromic words in it. So as I enter this string, all the functions will be called. The first function displays each word in the string along with its length. Then you can see the words which are 3 characters long, like why, mom, dad, and then words that begins with a, like and, words that ends with t, like can't, reverse of each of the words, the palindromic words like mom, dad, and Malayalam, and the word with a vowel, without a vowel, as r. Now the same sentence I am taking as input in uppercase. So more or less the output would be same, except for words begin with and ends with. Because I had called the function word begins with small a, over here it does not display any words that begins with small a because everything is in capital letter. Similarly, it does not display any words that ends with small t. Rest, you can see all the words are being displayed along with the length. The words which are 3 characters long, and then the words which the reverse of the each word, and also the palindromic words like mom, dad, Malayalam, and word without a vowel, which is y. So hopefully you have understood how to manage or separate out words in a string and then carry out the desired operation. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you very much.